What up, y'all? Tina here, man. Oh, man, this show just keeps getting better every single episode. All right, now, if y'all watched my last video for last week's episode, y'all know I fell out with Louis. I was mad. Louis was on my bad boy list, but now this week, it's Armand. Armand, you are wrong, Armand.
All of you are wrong!
I'm mad at Armand. But yo, let's get into the recap and breakdown of the show. All right, so the episode opens up with Daniel trying to have a meal. Now, this threw me off a little bit because the way the last episode ended, I thought we would immediately pick right back up with Louis confronting Armand a little bit more about what happened in San Diego, but they kind of just skipped past it and moved on. So instead, we see Daniel and Rashid are having dinner or lunch together, and Daniel is trying to figure out how the tapes was put in his mailbox. And Rashid is like, bruh, shut up, eat your food. Ain't nobody make you keep them tapes. Matter of fact, I need to go to the bathroom. I'm tired of you. By then, Raglan, the Talamasca, the Illuminati man, shows up because Daniel obviously got scared and called him to come have lunch. Raglan was like, yo, what up? Let's talk. And Daniel was like, abort mission. They sent Rashid to babysit me. And Raglan was like, Rashid? Oh, don't worry about Rashid. Rashid cool. He a cool dude. So, baby, is Rashid a part of the Illuminati Talamasca? Because he's definitely not a vampire. Some of us originally thought he was a vampire, but as you can see, he was sitting down eating food, and vampires can't eat food. So is he some type of double agent? Is he some type of widow that we don't know about? Armand gonna be mad, y'all. When I tell you Rashid is comfortable, Raglan is talking in front of him and everything, I'm like, okay, this is strange, but I'm watching you, Rashid. Back to Daniel. Daniel is like, look, Mr. Illuminati man, I'm just trying to get my book published and get out of here alive. I don't have time to be playing with these butch queen vampires. They are crazy. Raglan is like, hey, we can't save you. And in reality, we really don't care about you. Us in the Talamasca, we only care about the supernatural. Hey, y'all go check out my video about the Talamasca on my page if you want to know a little bit more about them. But yeah, anyway, Raglan was like, bro, we don't care about you, okay? We don't care about you at all. But if you help us by asking some questions, we'll make sure your book gets out. And he's like, yo, you sitting here worried about Armand. That ain't the one you need to be worried about. You need to be worried about the pimp from New Orleans. He's the maniac. All right, then we shoot back to Paris in the past, and Santiago is going over a new play. Armand was like, whew, that play was trash. And Louis was like, well, you told me the play was good. And Armand was like, listen, I didn't want to bring my work problems home. We already had a lot going on. Plus, you told me to lead with a velvet glove instead of an iron fist. And Louis was like, nah, I told you to indulge the buffoon and to keep the Coven happy. Not come home and lie to me about you loving the place. I ain't asked you to do all that. You ain't even have to tell that lie, Armand. So then we zip back to Paris, and Santiago is still going over his lines. And baby, the Coven is reading Claudia's diaries. They are getting all the tea because remember, last episode, Santiago broke into their house and stole a lot of information out of their apartment. So the Coven, they are reading in detail how Claudia and Luis took Lestat out. Now, Armand is like, look, I paid very close attention to Santiago. I watched him all the time, every day. But the new play didn't include any women, so I couldn't really keep track of the women Coven members. So then we zip over to Estelle and Celeste. They went to go meet the lawyer back from the earlier episodes to see if they can find some information about Lestat's whereabouts. And yo, the lawyer is ride or die for the NDA. He was holding strong. He was like, I don't know nothing. I ain't see nothing. I ain't heard nothing. This is lawyer-client privilege. Look, I don't know nothing. All I know is to make sure the rent get paid every month. That's all I know. They were trying to trip the lawyer up, but he was on point. He wasn't budging. So Santiago was like, look, y'all over there playing. Just read his mind. So they find out that the last time Lestat had been in touch with the lawyer was the night of the unaliving, the party in 1940. So Santiago is like, yep, just what I thought. They did it. So we bounce back to Dubai, and Daniel was like, come on now, Armand. You can read anybody's mind. You're telling me you didn't know they was plotting all around you? Armand was like, look, I was in love. All I was thinking about was Louis. And Louis was like, love? Boy, you tried it. Don't put it on me. And Armand was like, yo, I was in love. Then something clicked. And he went to Rashid, and he was like, Rashid, did you leave Daniel when you had lunch? And Daniel was like, nope. He was there the whole time. And Armand was like, boy, I told you, don't leave him. Watch him at all times. Daniel was like, look, we coming to the end of Claudia's story because the last thing she put in the diary is the vampires. Louis is like, well, we still got memories of her. And Daniel was like, the memories in this penthouse are unreliable. Okay, we are all over the place. I don't trust y'all memories. Now, Louis is sitting over there thinking about Claudia, and Armand is sitting over there angry because he knows we're getting closer to Claudia's story, and he's not really trusting Rashid anymore, and he's never trusted Daniel since day one. So Armand is sitting there paranoid as hell. It is a disaster in that penthouse. Everybody is just nerved out. So we go back to Paris, and Claudia's BFF, Madeline, gets attacked by some haters, all right? Madeline, she slept with one Nazi soldier, and the people in Paris has had it out for her since. They make it their mission every night to come to her shop and paint a Nazi sign whenever she washes it off. So this time when they showed up, she got pissed off and threw the damn iron through the window, and they attacked her. Let me tell you, do you know how much energy it takes to be a hater every single night? I don't blame Madeline. Next time, sis, just have a gun or a vampire ready when you trying to fight 3 people because, you know, that wasn't really a smart move. So these men think they about to have a good old time with Madeline, and Claudia showed up and snatched one of the men off Madeline like she was Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. I'm talking about like, get over here, straight up Mortal Kombat. She like, listen, Madeline, I'm a vampire. I was hungry. You was hurt. Everything just turned out perfect. I got to eat. I took care of you. Don't scream. Don't run. Let me clean my mess up and everything gonna be cool. Cut the lights off. Let me do my thing. And Madeline is sitting here like, bitch, it's too much going on tonight. Let me just sit here and figure out what just happened. So back at the Coven, Louis is excited because he has a painting from Walls, a.k.a. Alfred Otto Wolfgang. Side note, I love that they're introducing real-life artists in this show that fits the time frame. Like, it's so cool to me. So anyway, Louis is seeing the future. He's already thinking like, I'm in Europe. I'm surrounded by art. This art is going to be worth a lot of money if I can collect it. I'm a vampire. I'm going to live forever. So I can sit on some of these art pieces for decades. And as these painters die off, these things are going to go up in value. He's like, damn, art, real estate, stock. Yo, I really can hit some legs. I'm really trying to figure out how I can build some wealth. And Armand is like, okay, Louis, you want to be a capitalist? That's cute. We literally eat capitalists for dinner, and now this is what you want to be? Louis like, shut up, get in the coffin and get tooted and booted. I was like, oh my God, the power dynamic between Louis and Armand is so fascinating to me because one day you wake up and Armand is the dominant one, and then the next day Louis is turning back into Pimp Louis and Armand turns into the submissive one. Like, this is so amazing to watch to me because you just never know what you're going to get in this relationship. With him and Lestat, it already felt like Lestat had a stronger power dynamic over Louis, but him and Armand, they be flip-flopping with the quickness. So after Louis and Armand do their little booty call all up in the Coven house, that's why the Coven be hating. They be doing too much. But anyway, Louis goes home and he finds Claudia and Madeline waiting. And Claudia's like, listen, long story short, I want a companion. And it's obvious you and Armand are locked in. I want a friend too. And she ready. She just saw me handle 3 people at one time. She ain't even flinch. Make her my companion. And Louis is like, girl, are you crazy? I am not doing that. She like, Louis, come on. Do what you gotta do to make her a vampire so I can go on and live my life. He like, bro, I ain't never even did this before. Are you too romantic or is this platonic? And Madeline was like, not yet. I was like, oh, come on, lesbian love. Claudia was like, Louis, do this for me, but we got to give her Armand's blood. She can't be mixed up with that Lestat Scorpio blood. We can't do this. So go ask your boo. Will he do something strange for some change? And we can go on about our way and leave y'all alone. And Armand is like, bitch, hell no. Y'all are out of control. Claudia don't follow no rules. Why should I reward her? You are trying to get me killed with this Coven. I am breaking all the rules for y'all, especially you, Claudia de Leoncourt. He said, baby, you are Lestat's child through and through, and I am sick of all of y'all. So Armand goes to talk to Madeline and pretty much tells her, girl, are you built for this life, for eternity? Because Claudia ain't gonna last. All right, so my theory is, I think He didn't want to turn her because he already knew what the Coven was about to do. And maybe he felt like, I don't want to bring another person into this mess we got going on. So I do believe, he probably didn't want to turn her because he had never turned anybody before. And he knows like that connection with the maker. And he was like, I don't want to do all that. I don't want to be connected to nobody like that. But I also think he knew what the Coven had plans for. And he probably didn't want to bring her into that foolishness. Louis was like, hey, yo, you knew you wasn't going to do it when you walked back there. You always playing these mind games. Armand was like, I told you, I ain't never turned nobody, but you obviously forgot. Louis was like, well, why the hell you walk your ass back there then, creating all this theater for no reason if you knew you wasn't going to turn her? Armand was like, I thought I could do it, but it made me sick. I just couldn't turn the woman. Like, they was really having couples therapy, arguing. Like, this show is so crazy. So then we get back to Paris, and Santiago is going over that same play again. And he's like, yo, this play is boring. Whoever wrote this script must work for Tyler Perry Studios because it is trash. It's a lot of sadness and crying, and this ain't my flavor. This play ain't got no seasoning on it, and I don't want to do it. Armand was like, you're going to respect the playwright. And Santiago was like, fuck the playwright. This is trash, and I'm over it. Santiago is such a theater rat. He's such a star. Like, he could sell water to a well. Armand is like, yo, I have no control over this Coven anymore. These people are completely out of control. They are running amok through the city. They ain't following the rules. This is just madness. So in the meantime, Louis decided, I'm just going to try and turn Madeline for Claudia. She deserves happiness. Armand was like, okay, do what you got to do. Vampires always hate their makers, and I ain't gonna be a part of y'all foolishness. I don't want no parts of it. Louis was like, cool, you ain't got to be a part of it, but make sure your Coven members don't come bothering and harassing us. So this turning of Madeline was like some freaky vampire sexual tension, which was different to see because usually when a vampire turns someone, it can be very violent, but they made this really easy going. They talked her through everything, and then she turned to Claudia and was like, I want you to suck on me too. I was like, oh my God, this should be on Pornhub. This is crazy. But nah, kudos. Great acting to everybody in that scene to be able to make this situation come alive in the way that they did. They brought her in a less violent, traumatic way. Like, she was ready for the gift. Now, after all is said and done, Claudia and Madeline, they done skipped town. They gone. And Louis is sitting there depressed. This man has some serious mood swings. He should be a Gemini. But we'll accept him as a Libra because he is real up and down. Louis is a lot. So he's recounting to Armand the process of turning Madeline and how he still feels her. And then he's like, yo, where you going with that bag? And Armand was like, I done got fired on my off day. The Coven done told me that I got to go, and so I made a decision and I got up out of there. And then we jump to present day, and Louis is like, right, that's what you said. You made a choice. Or is that a lie? Because you like to play these memory games. Our mom was like, listen, you upset about San Francisco and that I had to do a hard reset on your brain. But listen, you asked me to do it. And Daniel was like, oh, Lord, here we go. Our mom was like, listen, I already feel bad for what happened in Paris. I'm not about to let you two keep judging me for erasing y'all memory. Once again, Louis, you asked me to do it. And Daniel, you've been on so many drugs. Me changing your memory, that don't hurt nothing at all. So y'all can just leave me alone with this. Y'all not going to keep double teaming me about San Francisco, okay? I done lived 500 years. This one little blip in history, y'all not going to bring me down, okay? Then we go back to Paris, and Louis, Armand, and Madeline, they are all on a little double date, and Lord have mercy. Claudia, Maddie, why did y'all have to come back to Paris to drink coffee and eat a croissant? Like, y'all could have invited Louis and Armand to Jamaica or Egypt, wherever the hell y'all was at. Why y'all came back to the city where all the haters at? Like, that didn't make sense to me. I would not be coming back to the town where people want to beat me up. Madeline was like, Louis, I can feel you. I can feel how you feel about Armand. Why you don't ever tell him you love him? Louis was like, listen, he know what it is. I don't want to blow his head up. And then Armand was like, I need to go smoke a cigarette. And his treasonous self got up, froze time, and allowed Santiago and the Coven to snatch Louis, Claudia, and Maddie and put them on trial. Now, Santiago, being the queenest of the queens, is leading the MC duties by explaining to the crowd that they're putting vampires on trial for breaking the rules. And baby, when they snatched the covers off of their head, I felt so bad. Look, y'all, they have been beaten and jumped. Like, why would you do that to them? Why? But it's okay, because Louis is going to set this shit on fire sooner or later because they was dead wrong with how they handled this situation. So one of the Coven members go downstairs and tell Lestat, we'll be needing you in 2 minutes. And Lestat, being Lestat, was like, I'll be there in 10 minutes. I am the Beyonce of the show. I'll be making a grand entrance. I don't move to the beat of anybody's drums. Plus, I pay rent up in here, so I'm going to come out when I'm ready. When I come out, I'm going to make a grand entrance because I'm finally going to get to see the people who tried to end me. I want to come out when I want to come out. Lord, y'all, Claudia, they got your diaries, all of them, on the stage. They got your literature on the summer jam screen. Sis, they've been plotting since day one. When you told Santiago you've been writing, he went right to your apartment, stole all the evidence, and took it to the damn Coven. Now, let's talk about this trial. We know Lestat is not dead, so let's think about things that they could be on trial for. So are they on trial for killing Antoinette because other vampires are not supposed to take the lives of other vampires? Number 2, are they on trial for journaling because Claudia has kept journals all this time and you know you're not supposed to keep the history of vampires? So we have 2 charges, the charge of killing a vampire, the charge of journaling. And number 3, I also think there's a rule about not turning other vampires. So Louis, you in trouble for that one because you shouldn't have turned her. And number 4, the 4th charge is do not make kids vampires. So Louis didn't make Claudia and Claudia didn't make herself. So is this a plot twist where they may actually flip and put Lestat on trial too? Oh my God. Could you imagine it? Can you imagine if they twist this all up and put Lestat on trial too, the man who paying the rent up in there? And yo, leave your comments below and tell me if you think they gonna put Lestat on trial with his family. That would be crazy. What was your favorite part of this episode? Leave your comments below. Thanks for hanging out with me. Peace. Oh, and if you watch House of the Dragon, follow me there too. I'll be doing some breakdowns. Thanks for hanging out.